All right, let's go ahead and open it up. Percy, you want to kick us off?
Sure. For maybe for Joe Lloyd, at what time did you find out about Sue and Nancy, and what does it say about the resiliency, I guess, of this team to just on such short notice to come out with a win like this?
We found out this morning. Jeez, this morning. I mean, the season has started a little rough for us, but at the same time, I mean, everyone in this locker room, we're dogs, and we trust each other. And at the end of the day, we all know how to play basketball. So we stuck to the game plan, and we were able to adapt on the fly when we needed to. And I think they found ways to win.
And then just for Stewie, just at the end there, it just seemed like you guys just was doing everything that you needed to do to win. Just did you feel the shorthandedness at the end there, and just how did you guys come out with this win?
No, I don't think. Excuse me. I don't think during the game we really noticed that we had 7, 8 if you count Kiana. We knew what type of game it was going to be starting from this morning, and that was just next person up mentality and trying to get a win. Trying to get a win for Sue, for Steph, for Ezzy, even Sadie, obviously she was here tonight, but it's resilience. I don't think you can make this up. What we're going through right now, it is wild, but we are, and I'm going to keep talking about it. Just now.
Yeah, Joel, Gabby had 6 steals in this game, and as a team, you guys had 13 and forced them into 24 turnovers. Just talk about Gabby's defensive performance, but you guys as a team as a whole.
Man, Gabby's, she's so athletic, and she hasn't even reached her potential yet. So our ability to switch a lot of things on defense and her length, and she gets her hand on so many balls, even though rebounds you don't think she's in there, and she has them. So that's just our versatility on defense. And we're very long as a team. It helps a lot. Late game we're trying to switch things like that. Our schemes, but that's just our defense has been pretty solid.
And Stewie, you guys had nearly 30 free throw attempts, and you fouled out 3 of their players. Talk about utilizing the foul line as a weapon.
We wanted to be aggressive. We wanted to attack. We wanted to really put pressure on the rim, whether that was in a half court set or transition. And we knew, excuse me, that they were going to switch a lot with me. The other folks were going to be in more of a drop coverage. And it just gave us free reign to kind of attack and do whatever we want.
And then second quarter, you guys hold them to 10 points. Third quarter, they go up for 27. Was it just a matter of them hitting their shots, or was there any kind of differences you saw between those quarters?
Yeah, they hit a couple threes and found momentum. That's been pretty, lost coverage a little bit, game slippage, but luckily they managed to win the fourth.
Stewie, you've obviously been doing this a long time, had success on every level, but it seems like when your team needs you, fourth quarter, overtime, you just kind of take over, have the ability to do that. What is your mindset in those moments?
Just keep being aggressive. I think that, especially for Jewel and I in the fourth and overtime. Fourth quarter, we had a ton of great looks that just couldn't drop. But keeping that same mentality, knowing that, like I said, we knew it was going to be a battle, but we're defending home court now. And as we're on this long stretch, we got to make sure we get every win because the WNBA is so difficult. And when you go on these long road trips, it's hard to kind of keep, mentally and physically locked in on one trip, the travel, blah, blah, blah. So while we're here, we want to make sure we get wins. And without our players, without some of our teammates, we need to step up even more.
Any questions from our Zoom audience before we wrap things up? All right, we'll call it good. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you guys got to talk to Natasha or Sammy. This is obviously not the first time you guys are going up against them, but it is the first time they've been back in Seattle, with the new arena and everything.
Yeah, I think we talked to them pregame, not as much postgame, but you know, we miss them, and the memories we had and what we did as a team together is something that we'll never forget. And obviously wish them the best in New York, and know that they're just gonna get.
And just how like hard is it for like players like Kiana and like Raina to just have like a drop of a hat to come in and try to help out? And can you guys help them in any way?
I have
So
something to
Yes,
say.
yes.
I mean, I think that this is not your question, but I want to say this.
Uh-oh.
As our team, you know, we've really been trying to navigate the health and safety protocols and trying to be safe and trying to do the right thing and test and this and that. And, you know, especially to find out all of this on game day and then still be told, you know, we're going to continue to play the game, just find a hardship player. And Seattle is the farthest city in the country for someone to get to, no matter where they are. And that credits to Kiana, to Key, for dropping everything this morning, getting on a plane, because she wasn't coming until this morning. So whatever she was doing, she just dropped it. And it's incredible. It's incredibly difficult, and you gotta really tip your hat to Key, to Raina when she came, to Kayla Davis when she came. We're just trying to get as many hardships as we can at this point, but a little bit of some help and guidance from the WNBA would be nice.
There's been 8 players who have entered the health and safety protocols, and you guys have 5 of them.
Seems like we're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
They say test.
Right.
They say test if you have symptoms. So
Test and then we have symptoms.
Has coach talked to you guys about like if you have to do anything different or get a little bit stricter on what you guys are allowed to do, or?
I'm not even
We ain't
doing
anything.
anything.
Like, we're not doing anything. Like, we don't do, like, if anyone knows us in Seattle, like, we're not, I mean, that's the crazy thing. I think that's the thing with COVID.
Like, what are we supposed to do?
Like, we
We don't do anything. We travel. We fly commercial. That's one thing.
Facts.
All these people don't wear their masks. Like, you can't tell me I have to just not go to dinner or do whatever, as long as I'm staying safe and what I'm doing, wearing masks when I can. That's all I can do. And right now, our team is just going through it. But you know what? Better now than later. I guess that's the motto right now.
And not just, obviously you guys are going through all the COVID stuff as a challenge, but these last 3 wins are all like right down to the wire. Talk about how that can build character for the team.
Yeah, I mean, it's better to go through this adversity early on, but I think it's, at the same time, you haven't had a full roster to start the season. I mean, it's hard to win when you don't have, you know, everyone playing, and you don't have a certain game plan every night, but that just shows you how tough this team is, that on the fly, you can adapt and get things done. I mean, obviously, you think this is gonna help us later on, because geez, we went through a lot first month or whatever, so it'll make us move this way.
All right, we'll wrap things up. Thanks so much for joining us.
Our new motto.
Hold on, actually, hold on, sorry.
Oh my God.
One more for you. It's an important one.
Our new
Michelle.
motto is one
Look,
time.
I'm sorry to ask you to leave, Stewie. This is Michelle. I just wanted to understand, you said we'd like some guidance from the WNBA. What does that mean?
I mean, I don't know what the right answer is, Michelle. I think it's just, you know, having a better answer than, okay, we have 3 players out that we find out, you know, 2 that we find out this morning, and it's just get a hardship player at 11 a.m. on a 7 o'clock game. I know the schedule is really tight. You know, we're not saying we can't play New York, because obviously we did tonight, but it's like, this is the second time that this has happened on a game day. And it's just a little frustrating.
So would you have preferred to delay the game in a situation like this? Would that be a more fair thing to do?
I mean, honestly, if we had like a G League, it would help. If we had some practice players that were
Mhm.
in our system, and we could pull from that. I mean, that's.
Yeah,
what
I like the practice players in our system.
Yeah, like if they were just practice players and they were with us, and hardship. Okay, now they've been with us, they know our systems, they know they're actually here in market, they're not traveling. It's crazy, and then have to play a game. I mean, that's ridiculous. So we actually had that. So it goes back to just having more development league in the WNBA. I don't know.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, thanks so much, everybody. We'll have Coach Quinn in here in just a minute.
And that, but
I just thought everyone just gutted it out and showed a lot of heart today, and just, great to walk away from.
Great, Coach. Thank you. Open up for questions here.
It was before the game. You said that it would be nice to get to the line and get some help there. You guys, it seemed like that was a focus tonight.
Definitely a focus. Though New York has some bigs, they present mismatches. I think we were very intentional about getting the ball on the inside, attacking the paint. Few calls when I would shoot in, but shoot 27 free throws. That means we're really aggressive, and that aids in getting us some buckets, some easier buckets.
And then Gabby had 6 steals in this game, and as a team, you guys had 13, also forced them into 24 turnovers total. Just talk about Gabby's defensive performance and then the team as a whole.
Yeah, I think her activity and her athleticism and just her pressure, her aggressiveness, her size, all that matters when you think about the way in which she defends. Her activity is huge. For the last stretch of the game, she was guarding Holland. For a majority of the game, she's on guard. So her versatility is key. When she's able to get steals defensively, it jumpstarts our offense, and she's able to, initiate some stuff and get into a flow. So very, very good, big presence defensively, and something that we really needed.
And in the second quarter, you guys hold them to 10 points. The third quarter, they go up for 27. Was that just a matter of them hitting more shots, or did you see kind of adjustments that they were making?
We played the game a little bit more mental, as far as I felt like they would adjust to what we did in the first half, and so we adjusted. And within our adjustments, I think we just got loose. I have to take a look at the film to see, why we weren't locked in on getting to shooters, and that's why I remember just Allen being loose in transition, Sammy being loose in transition, not being clean in our execution, and it was our adjustment at halftime, and thinking that in the first half they did get some wide open looks they just missed, and so just wanted to clean that up and tighten it up. But I think we weren't locked in transition, if I can just remember off my brain.
Hey, it says what about this team just to be able to adjust on the fly like this?
How professional we are, how about each other and about this team that we are. And, I go in the locker room before the game, and it's like everyone is ready to go. We're not making any excuses, and we have a lot of experience in the locker room, and a lot of players who have been through a lot within this league, within their journeys in their careers. And this was just, some adversity that hit us. And it's interesting that your character is revealed when you go through things like this, and it shows that we are a tight group, a united group, a group that is really willing and ready to go through battle together.
And just your evaluation for with January, who comes in for Sue.
Yeah.
Did the offense run the same, or was it a little bit different, or just?
We still shot this percentage. But I thought that it flowed well. Again, Bree has adjusted so well to our systems. She has this presence about her, this confidence, this grittiness, and what didn't change, how effective she was defensively and how locked in our defense was. And offensively, I think we were less flowing a little bit, but in attacking mismatches more. But that was just, I think, a matter of the game. I thought we did an excellent job with her play calls and her ability to get in some sets and give us some pace.
And then you guys have 5 separate players now that have gone into health and safety protocols. Is there anything you feel like you guys can do differently? Do you have to get stricter on certain things? Do you have to have a talk with the team about that, or?
No, we've been since the beginning, just making sure we are mindful that this is an issue still. And so, again, we have a very just committed group and a professional group, and we trust each other, and it's just kind of hitting us right now, and it's unfortunate. And I hope that, we get through this and it doesn't affect us in the middle or toward the end of the year. But it's not anything that, like record recklessness that's happening, I think it's just situational. And I'm just doubling up on our vitamins and, strengthening our immune systems at this point. But it's just, we're just not having great luck.
Coach Stewie talked about the burden of having to fly commercial during COVID, just because there's a lot more people. It puts them at more risk. I'm just curious, what conversations have you had with management or at all, or with players, and what kind of answers have you gotten from people who say, no, we can't charter because this is why?
It's about controlling our controllables, and the things that we can't control are just, wearing our mask, being mindful of, washing our hands, other things that CDC we've been hearing. And then, obviously that's above my pay grade with travel. It's hopefully we get to a point where, we're in, an environment where that's something that happens for us. But until then, I think it's just us being mindful of the world we're in right now and taking care of ourselves and making sure that we're diligent.
Charles, did you have a question?
Oh,
Okay. Anybody else? Jeff, one more?
yeah, I was just wondering, how was it to see Natasha and Sammy on the other side and going up against them and everything?
Yeah, it's amazing. I love that the crowd gave them the cheers that they did. I was telling Percy earlier, like, just Sammy didn't shoot the ball well against Minnesota, and I'm like scared because I know like she can come out and catch fire really quickly. She hit a couple, and I know that that's what she does. But aside from being a competitor, Sammy was a big part of our championship team. She's a friend, and I'm just proud of her and her growth and like how important she is for her team. And her journey isn't cookie cutter, not like the normal journey. And then Natasha, like saw her in chapel, always love, and again just people who I grinded with and went to war together. So my affinity toward them never changes. My respect for them will never change, and I'm always rooting for them. Always super proud of them in their journey. Obviously, we want to beat them. But yeah, so hopefully Sammy stays a little bit cold this weekend. But when she's playing other teams, I love that she's like, excelling and doing her thing. Same with Tosh. Tosh is in great rhythm right now. And I'm glad she got out today. But these are once you're a Storm member, you're always a part of the family, and that will never change.
You see this team again on Sunday. Is anything from tonight that you can use on Sunday, and are you expecting a similar game, a totally different game?
Yeah, I mean, Sandy is an amazing coach, and so I know she will adjust. I think that, a couple of things that we saw defensively with our zone was good, but we still have to make sure we rebound, still have to make sure we're taking away those threes, and especially late. And I think just we did, we excelled in a lot of things. We took care of the ball, we got to the free throw line, we forced them into steals. We just got to shoot the ball better, and just making sure we're confident in that, and getting our looks cleaner.
And then are you expecting any of your players back for Sunday?
I'm not quite sure yet. Maybe Steph, but we're just moving forward with the expectation that we won't have any players, but hoping the worst and hoping to receive good news. So we'll see.
Any more? All right. And no more from the Zoom, so we are good to go. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Coach.
One.